Now, I wanted to mention about the checker pattern here on the gun. Notice how all of the squares now in our test pattern are pretty much all the same size. And that's what we want. If we tab back into edit mode here, when we went into UVs and average island scale, that's what it did. It made all of the pieces here the same proportional size as they are here in the 3D view. Now, if we take, say, all of these UV islands and scale them down, notice that the squares get bigger, or scale them up and they get smaller. It doesn't really matter how big or small the squares are on that test pattern. What matters is that they're all the same size. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. Now let's go back to our layout view, and there's the gun there. Let's change to the look dev and see what we've missed here. Well, we've missed a couple things. It looks like we've got the rear view mirrors and this ring here. Let's take a look at this. Let's maybe work on this real quick. I'll go back to the UV editing and let's press the division key to bring everything back. And then here we are with this ring here. I'll hit the division key on the numpad to isolate it. And it looks like for this, we might just be able to hit unwrap and be done with it. Let's give it a try. I'll hit U, unwrap, and there we go. Not a problem. There really isn't a difference between conformal and angle-based. I think we're good. Let's tab back into object mode, hit the division key, and let's take a look at this piece right here. This is a little more oddly shaped if I remember correctly. I'll hit the division key. And for this, I'm wondering if we really need the faces on the bottom here. Let's hit the division key and take a look. We can kind of see the bottom here, yeah, so we should keep that. We should keep those. Do we need this face down here? Well, let's take a look here. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing to keep it. So, okay, so I was hoping that we could delete a few things here, but I guess not. Let's go ahead and do the UV mapping for the whole thing. I'll go ahead and select these edges on around here. Let's do that. And we'll split this out. And maybe we need these edges along here. Let's split that out. And let's get this over here on this side. Like this. And what else do we need? Well, we should probably split this out right here. Let's go ahead and select all of those and get those selected. And what about up here? We should probably break this out from the top. Well, we may not need to. Let's see. Let's hit A and U and unwrap. And yeah, I don't think we need to. That spreads out pretty nicely. Let's go to our look dev. Oh, we're already in the look dev, but the problem is we haven't given it that material yet. So let's come up here and just pull down the menu and select that UV test pattern. And yeah, that all looks pretty good, actually. All right. So let's hit the division key and go back. And we haven't put a material on this one yet either, have we? We can go ahead and pull that menu down and grab that. The last thing for just the cab area, it looks like, is the rear view mirrors. So let's work on this. I'll hit the division key. Let's take away the mirror modifier for now. Oh, it looks like it's over here on this side. Okay. And let's tab into edit mode and take a look. So for this, well, I know this is a cylinder piece on its own right here. So we could probably just add an edge or a seam right here, and that would take care of that. Let's hit U and unwrap, and there we go. That's fine. Likewise, we could probably just select an edge all the way along the back of this tube and mark a seam there. And that will actually go all the way around and split those in two. Let's see how that works. Let's hit L, U, and unwrap. And let's switch from conformal to angle-based. But those are awfully long pieces. Maybe we should think about splitting them up. Maybe like this edge right here. I'll just alt-click this edge around that corner. And then let's maybe do it up here as well. Let's try this. So then if we select this and hit U and unwrap, yeah, that breaks them out into smaller pieces. I think that's probably what we want. Yeah, I'll go ahead and go with angle-based here. And then for these pieces on the back of the mirrors, let's grab one of these. Press Shift-H and then the period key. Just like we've done before, well, let's select this edge here, mark a seam. Let's grab this edge and mark a seam. Oh, we could also deselect one of these or clear the seam from one of these. Maybe right here. So it stays connected. Let's do the same thing here. And let's mark a seam right down here. Now, we could probably go ahead and select this and maybe deselect that. And let's see if this works. Here, we can fold the front and the back apart at these seams. Let's try that. I'll hit A, U, and unwrap. And sure enough, those split out like that. What if we change to conformal? No, I like angle-based a little bit better. All right, let's hit Alt-H, and let's grab this one over here. I'll press L and Shift-H to isolate it, period key to zoom in, and let's just go through and do the same thing. We just selected these like that. We selected these, and we selected this minus that. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Angle-based doesn't look quite as good for this one as the other one. I think it may be because I put the edge in a different place here. We could try it, actually. Let's just test that out. If I take these and put a seam back on them and move here and clear these seams, let's just see how it changes it. So if we select it, that's how it looks now. Let's hit U and unwrap. And that's how it looks moving the seam down there. Oh, let's do this here. Let's grab this here. You know, sometimes it's just fun to test these out just to see the difference between these. And it's just fun to learn about this kind of thing, I think. At least I think so. Let's hit U and unwrap. And yeah, see how that changes the organization of it depending on where we leave the cleared seam. That's interesting. All right, I'll press Alt-H. Let's go back to here. And for the mirrors, I think we could break out the seam right in here. We could mark a seam right there and break the mirrors out from the rest of the frame. Let's do that. And let's see how that works. Let's see if that really gets us close. I'll press U and unwrap. And actually, that gets us pretty close. That's not bad. Let's go over here. Oh, we are on Look Dev still. Let's add the material here. All right, let's take a look. That's actually not bad. There's some stretching going on around the corners here, as you can see in here. But it's really not bad at all, actually. Yeah, let's give this one a try here. See if we get lucky with this one as well. Unwrap. Yeah, not bad. I'll be darned. Okay, so now let's just grab all of that, select everything, and I'll just go ahead and average island scale and pack islands, and let's just see what we get. Well, we've got this one long piece here. Let's open up this pack islands setting window, and let's uncheck rotate and see what we get. Not a lot of difference there, huh? So if we select this, this can always go, you know, over here. And when we pack it for the final time, these will move around and hopefully be laid out a little more efficiently. But I think that looks pretty good. All right, let's tab back into object mode and hit the division key. And I think we've got pretty much the cab done, except for this part right here. Let's do this bottom part, and I think we may have the cab pretty well done. Now, didn't we do this one? Let's take a look at this. Let me tab into edit mode. Yeah, we did this one, so let's go ahead and add the material here. Okay, hit that division key again. Now, I don't recall doing this, so let's give this a try. Yeah, I don't think we did this one. So what I want to do for this is I think I want to keep this face just in case we look down into this. I don't want to accidentally see through into the back of polygons. So I'm going to keep this face on the top, but I am going to select it and then press Control E and mark seam, and we're going to mark a seam all the way around that. And then can we just take these seams and split them out like we've done before on other cube-like objects? Can we do that? Let's see. I'll just select all of these and mark those seams, and let's hit U and unwrap. Well, that actually doesn't look too bad. We're still in Look Dev. I just need to add the material. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so let's hit the division key again. And there we go. I think we've got the cab area pretty well UV mapped. Now, I don't want to select it all and combine it all until we get the rest of the vehicle UV mapped as well. As I said, we're going to have the gun, the vehicle, and one tire as our three objects and our three sets of texture maps. So I don't want to combine all of these quite yet until we get more of the front and the back done. And for the tire and the wheel, we're only going to need one of these because when we take it into Unity, it will use instances of that one object to place the four tires of the vehicles, because it's going to control that as it turns and moves up and down as it goes over hills and things like that. So it's going to create our four instances of that object in Unity itself. So we'll only have to take one in. All right, so in the next series of videos, I think what let's do is begin UV mapping the front of the vehicle.